Hey everyone, so I haven't gotten out too many videos lately because I've been working on that, stacking wood in there, and a new shelter I'm making for my quad. I need it to be undercover in the winter, so that is the plan. Anyways, I'm on the mad rush to beat the snow. It's October 11th or something now. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. And there could be snow here any minute, so I'm quite frankly amazed we haven't had any snow yet, because we usually do by this time of year. At least some that comes down and doesn't stay. In a rush to get things done, I'm forever at the lumber store. I just basically, it's like a drive-through for me now. I'm there all the time, picking up more and more stuff, keeping them in business. But yeah, I've done quite a bit around here. Outhouse is usable and just needs some trim on the tops and sides, and I'm working on that. I got to paint inside now because it's a little too cold. I'll show you all that very soon, but right now I want to get back to the Yukon River trip series. It's been a while, but I really want to get that out because it was a really fun trip and we saw lots of cool stuff along the way. For those of you who haven't seen that first episode, a friend and I did a trip down the Yukon River, Whitehorse to Dawson, about 700 kilometers, 400 miles long. This summer, and we wanted to really stop and explore along the way all the history of the gold rush. Lots of steamships went up that river and crashed along the way. There's wrecks everywhere. There's cabins and old wood yards, and so we really took our time and wanted to explore everything along the way. So this is part 2 of that. So in part 1, if you'll remember, we got to the end of Lake LaBarge, which took 3 days. 2 days, something like that, with a boat ride, ending in a boat ride because the lake was such a miserable beast, just nonstop winds and waves. So this starts out on a nice calm river, the 30-mile river, which is a Canadian heritage river. Part 1 will be in the description below. You can check that out if you haven't seen it. And this is part 2, the start of the 30-mile river, and we are at Lower LaBarge. We had pretty miserable weather at this point. So a lot of our decisions were really based on the weather because we didn't want to go out in the pouring rain some days. But yeah, so we had to kind of alter our plans. But I talk about that in the video, and you'll see a few more interesting things along the way. Thanks for watching. So here we are at Lower LaBarge, the end of Lake LaBarge, where the Klondike Gold Stampeders rested after the long, arduous 50-kilometer lake crossing. And this is a heritage site. The Northwest Mounted Police Post was built here in 1897, and it was followed by the Telegraph Office and a roadhouse. After the gold rush, Lower LaBarge served as a wood camp as well. This is where the stern-wheelers refueled until 1953 when the highway opened, and then, you know, the river traffic kind of died down. But there's lots of these wood camps along the way because the steamships, that's what they used for fuel for the ships. And so you needed a lot of fuel for those ships to go up the river, and so there's wood camps all along the river. Oh no, oh, it's raining. This weather. Oh, at one time, more than 20 cabins in all sizes and shapes nestled together on the riverbank. Shelter. So here at Lower LaBarge, there's an abandoned telegraph station. This last operated in the 1950s. And some restoration work has been done on some of the buildings as well. How short the beams are.
Yeah, I couldn't bump under there.
This is nice. This one's really in good shape still.
It is.
Got some dressers, lots of, I think this is all rodent shit on the ground. Oh, it's a big, beautiful one.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Look at these pictures. So mossy.
Very long.
Love it. Oh, look at those. It's like almost early snowboard
I
ski.
wonder when the last people lived here, like, I mean, a long time ago, but then there's stuff. Like, look at that old skidoo there. Did you see it?
Oh my god, no. I gotta go look at that. Is there anything back there? Oh. And for over 40 years, there were 100 to 150 wood camps along the river. Every winter, 200 to 300 cords of firewood were cut at each camp, which is just a boggling amount of wood that's being cut. And the woodcutters had to build roads to enlarge their areas using horses and later trucks to haul the logs out to the riverbank. Another stove. Stoves everywhere. You can never have too many stoves. Oh wow, this really has an old cabin smell. Oh, look at that phone. Alarm clock. Wow. Nice stove. Good shape too. Poor thing's falling down one side. Rendezvous Queen candidates. It's for the White Horse Yukon Sourdough Rendezvous. What year? 88. Hi.
Hi.
This is the kitchen, I guess. Maybe?
I thought it was
Or a workshop?
like a workroom.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Look at all the
All
tools.
that, there's all these belts up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, there is a fridge there. So
Yeah.
paint thinner.
Cool. So this is what we like. This is a nice change from the chaos on Lake LaBarge. Holy cow. Oh, we were just fighting waves this morning for, how long did that take us? Not even an hour? Or?
No, it was probably less than an hour.
Felt like days.
Felt like about 40 minutes of absolute, like, adrenaline hard paddling.
Yeah, adrenaline going hard paddling, waves crashing into us from the side again. Just about toppled us both over, and then we went to shore and drug our boats in the remaining little bit. So, but this is glorious. This is a 30-mile river, a Canadian heritage river. Bask in its splendor. It's beautiful. I am loving this. This is fantastic. Look, it's calm. I can sit here and float and not be at risk of being knocked over. We had a little bit of rain when we left. It was quite windy at the end of the lake when we got onto this part, but we got rained on a bit, got our rain gear on, and there was thunder. We were thinking maybe we need to pull over, but I think I don't know, it's passed over and there's some blue sky up there, right there. That probably doesn't help, but yeah, we're gonna keep paddling to Hoodlinkwa. It's about 50 kilometers, and hopefully it's calm this whole way in perfect weather like this. So welcome to our new camp. This is of the camps not far from Lower LaBarge. We didn't get very far today because we were traumatized by walking at the end of the lake. A couple hours from there, and then we got going late today and it took us forever to get across, so by the time we landed here it was already after 4 o'clock. So we thought we'd just hunker down because look at this campsite, it's freaking awesome. Check it out. So picnic table, we've got a picnic table and a tarp set up over there because it may rain, it rains at night sometimes. Another picnic table here, got our line drying stuff over there, tent's gonna go over there too, and fire pit, and an outhouse, and blueberry patches. There is our camp number 3. The best one yet. Look at this campground. Sure, we only went 10 kilometers, but it's a beauty. We couldn't pass this up. It's a beautiful spot. This, and we have it all to ourselves, which is even better. There's 2 picnic tables.
Okay, I gotta hang up my.
No other people.
Back in the
And
sun again.
Outhouses.
Back in the sun.
And now we have sun. So it's Cindy's night to cook, and we got pizza tonight. That is gonna hit the spot. Pizza with pesto and veggies
We'll
and
have
meat.
to vote on the best dinner.
The best.
Breakfast.
And there's also a little trail around this area. We found some old stuff, old remnants, not a lot, but just a couple old shoes, and what else? Cans. So nothing too terribly exciting, but still pretty cool that there's remnants of history all over the place down this river. So very cool to imagine steamships floating down that river. And everywhere you turn around on the map, there is a new wreck, a new spot for a wreck. So they were wrecking all over the place, and many tragic stories, but pretty wild. This is a little slough type marshy area. It comes around, almost makes us an island, but not quite. But as I've said, the water is so high this year. It's really changed the river a lot. I mean, I don't remember certain things from last year, from the high water creating different things like bigger waves, like where they say there's riffles in the map. They turn out to be fairly big in spots, and then we had a pretty good tailwind for most of it, but then you do this complete 180 and start to go back on yourself, so we had a terrible headwind, but then we lost it once we turned the corner again. So it's been quite the adventure. Look at behind us. So we have seen 5 people, well, 2 couples on the boat ride down. We saw another couple, and then we saw a family with parents and 3 little kids who have 2 canoes. They have 2 canoes rafted together, so they're going down the river slowly and enjoying it. And we just ran into them at the last campsite. This is our second stop in like a couple hours. So we have seen, and other than that, we saw a big group as we were leaving this morning, a big group of about 6 boats together from BC, a bunch of people, a bunch of kids, maybe a camp traveling together. So they were very excited to see people. They had done the whole river. Good for them, braving those waves and getting that done, but it took them 3 days to do too. So pretty intense out there. They were very happy to hit the river and get a current again. So it's full of blueberries. We are going to pick some of these little tasty guys for breakfast tomorrow. Pancake breakfast. Fresh blueberries. Don't put them in your mouth when you're talking. And they're all the way down there. The bushes down there are even more full. So it's a great little spot. We're very happy to have found this. We thought it might be cool to kind of spend a couple days here. And we may be cutting our trip short. We may be cutting it in half. We'll see how we feel. Just because we want to explore a lot more time on the river than we thought. So we're going a lot slower, which is something we both love. So we'll see what happens. We're also traumatized from Lake LaBarge, so we'll see how we feel tomorrow. Yes, Indigo.
Oh, almost got it.
Oh, that sounded good.
Oh, it's gonna come, Stacy.
Okay. Come on, crack it open. One more. Cindy's wrestling with it.
Okay, I'm taking off
Okay.
this piece here.
Okay, do it. Yeah! Oh, yeah. Give it to it.
You can just hear your dad.
Oh,
Does that girl know how to
look
split
at that. Yukon women can chop wood and
wood? All right.
rip it apart with their bare hands.
And my teeth. Oops. That was exhausting.
I'd rather be doing that than paddling on Lake LaBarge.
Yeah, this is way nicer than paddling in Lake LaBarge.
Welcome to day 4. It is the morning of Monday. Monday morning. And we woke up to rain again. So we woke up to rain yesterday morning, and then it turned out to be a beautiful day and a beautiful evening. But then overnight it just seems to rain, get sucked in a little bit. Hopefully all we see is clouds. It looks really sucked in today, so we'll see. It might change later in the day, but at least it's a light rain. You can see we have our little sheltered area here. Tarp hanging down, keeping one area dry. The picnic table, the tent's over there. We were nice and dry. Had a great sleep last night. We were up till 10:30, 11 probably, playing games and having dessert and having a beverage, having an adult beverage or 2 or 3. We may not have any left. So today we're going to head to a few kilometers up the river and get to the Casca Reef, and hopefully it may be too rainy to use the drone, but at least I can take some pictures of the old steamship that is on land now, I guess. I don't know if it's on an island. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, the river is clicking along at a good, we're doing like 12 to 15 kilometers an hour. It's pretty speedy with the higher water this year. I don't remember it being this fast last year, but I was also exhausted and tired and traveling through here at between 3 and 10, 3 in the morning and 10 in the morning or noon or something like that. I don't know how long it took us to get through here, but it was a lot, and it didn't really take in the sights, but I don't remember it being this fast. There's a few little riffles along the way. They have them on the map, and you see them as you go by. There's like little whitewater sections where I think there's some rocks underneath or streams coming in, so it makes it a little bit rougher. But I tell you, after going through Lake LaBarge and those damn waves, like, these are nothing. They're just very minor, but yeah, you still got to pay attention 100% of the time going down the river. There was a couple moments of calm where it was just beautiful. We could just sit and float and take some pictures, and then, you know, the wind picked up or the riffles came. But anyways, we'll see what today's journey brings. I don't know where we're going to go today. We may end our journey at Carmack's. I think it's likely that we will, just because we're, yeah, taking a lot more time than we thought we would. So that's okay. That'll make for a super leisurely trip, and we get to enjoy all these beautiful campsites along the way. I'm really loving checking out everything. There's the that swampy area over there. But it's so quiet, sure is beautiful. Now it's time for breakfast. But first things first, it's time for coffee. Got some fine Yukon coffee from Bean North, backcountry brew. How appropriate. Just wing it, I don't know. We like it strong. And my spoon is missing. Let's see how this does. Oh, yum. Well, that looks strong. And this is my little souvenir from Scotland. Kind of adorable, but it's only got cream in it. Just regular cream. Let's see how the camp coffee tastes. Camp coffee. Any coffee while out camping in the rain is awesome. It's cream and sugar and midnight, or what's it called? Bean North coffee. Oh, do. Yesterday I put my coffee, I didn't have a chance to drink it before we left, so I put it attached to my boat in front of me thinking that we'd have a nice leisurely kayak across the lake, the last bit of the lake, but it was anything but, so I didn't get a chance to drink my coffee at all yesterday, which was a total bummer. So now I'm making up for it. So now we get to head out into that. It's not too bad. Well, you know, we got the rain gear on, and it could change later today, and there's no wind, which is, I don't know, I think I might rather have rain than massive wind, so let's see what today brings. Day 4. Pancake breakfast coming up. The reward for the worst breakfast goes to Stacy's pancakes. They look like eggs, but they're not. Here's what we salvaged. Freshly picked blueberries. Our new home. Close to the fire. And the rain. Stay out of the rain. We are hunkering down for a bit to wait for a possible break in the weather, which we hope will happen. But I don't know. Keep thinking maybe it looks brighter that way than that way. But I could just be wishful thinking. It's back to toque time. Still on day 4. Still at our second or third camp. Maybe it's gonna work. Cindy's doing her Sundance. This is what happens when you're stuck in the same spot for days. I mean, it's not raining horribly. We just can't make decisions. We just don't want to get in our boats. Well, we want to get in our boats, but we don't want to get all wet while we're packing up. Although it's barely raining.
It's barely raining.
Here's a picture from the outhouse. Can't really see you. Cindy's chopping wood. Look at her go. Yeah. So it's 1:30 in the afternoon, Monday, right? And it is still raining. So we got a good fire going, and we're gonna work on our fishing rods. We're gonna try some fishing here because we may be here for a week.
until
Hey, and if we can catch some fish, we can subsist for
until the spirit
days.
moves us. Then
Until
we'll
the
go.
spirit moves the sun.
Until the spirit
We
moves
really
us.
just don't want to paddle in the rain. I mean, we could, but we don't want to pack up in the rain either. That sucks. Anywho, I'm quite,
All right.
I'm kind of attached to this camp spot.
What we need is
Aren't
a
you?
knife.
Aren't you attached to it?
Well, I really liked it. I preferred it when it was sunny here, but it is a very nice camp spot. It has blueberries. It has a potential for fish.
It does. It
There's
really
a very
does.
nice view. It's very
Nice view.
private, and
Very private.
there's firewood.
There's firewood.
If we had a saw, it would be better.
Yes, we did not bring a saw on. That was a
That was a-
misstep.
Well, we should have brought
I
ourselves
had my
a little
hand on one at
folding
Canadian
saw.
Tire and then changed my mind.
Because, you know, you can't bring a bow saw. That would be too
No.
hard, but,
Well, yeah,
but anyhow, those are all favorable things. And now it's raining again. And
it is. It really is. Okay, let's get fishing.
and I carried them over. All I have to do is put my, axe on. Oh, sides. I don't have more weight in the
Bye-bye, little campsite.
You were good to
It's
us.
been wonderful, and here it is, left all empty for the next group that stops by. Enjoy it.
Take this tin
Take
foil.
care of it. Oh shit, that's not tight. You don't have your rudder tied down? Good.
The rudder is up, right?
Yeah.
And yours is already
I put mine almost all the way out. Oh, wet seat. Awesome.
badass, baby. Badass, baby. That thing gets in my way every time.
Yeah, when you're trying to put your skirt on, yeah.
My skirt on. Okay. That water is going to come in anyhow. Water's coming in.
Okay, we're starting at 75 kilometers, 4 hours and 50 minutes moving time.
I do have a lot of water in my
75.
a lot. Some.
Right here, and we're going boop, 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 boop. So we go past Old Wood Camp, and then a good camp, and then Johnson Island, Rock Cut, Riffles, small riffle.
Riffles, I love the riffles.
We're not big fans of the riffles. 30-Mile River. It's named so because it's 30 miles from Lower LaBarge to Hootalinqua. The 30-Mile River is a swift, narrow channel, especially for the steamships, and it was the most difficult part of their journey between Whitehorse and Dawson. It has a strong current, shifting shoals, and treacherous rocks that claim more ships than any other stretch of the Yukon River. Yukon lore is filled with hair-raising stories of hits, near misses, and boating disasters on this stretch of the river. Back on the river. 11 kilometers an hour. Right here. Here's an interesting story I came across from a book called Exploring the Upper Yukon River, Part 1, Whitehorse to Carmacks by Gus Karps. Gus lived on the Lake LaBarge and was pretty familiar with that section and the 30 Mile River, so it's an interesting story. It's called The Story of Casey's Rock. Casey was a guy who came over the Chilkoot Pass and packed his entire outfit over the pass. Like many others, he built a boat, negotiated the rapids near Whitehorse, and made it to Lake LaBarge. Some distance into the 30 Mile, Casey hit a rock which broke up the boat and resulted in a total loss of his outfit. Undaunted, Casey returned to the coast and repeated his entire performance, and this is a massive undertaking for those of you not familiar with the distances and terrain that poor Casey had to go through again, but he had to go back to the coast, which is hundreds of miles away, and hike up that darn Chilkoot Trail probably multiple times. It is even right now, it's an arduous task, but back then it was even tougher. And of course, they didn't have, the high performance gear that we have today. So anyways, good old Casey hiked back up the Chilkoot, built another boat, navigated the rapids. And these rapids, it's worth noting that they killed numerous people because they were so treacherous. But he survived them again. And he carefully navigated his way down the river again, past Lake LaBarge, and got to the 30 Mile again. And no one knows why, but Casey again rammed into the same rock with the same disastrous results. Pretty unreal. In total disgust, he struggled ashore, entered the tent of some prospectors camped on the beach, picked up one of their rifles, and shot himself. That rock was known as Casey's Rock until it was blasted out of the channel by workers clearing hazards for the stern whalers. Poor Casey. So we've gone 5 kilometers from the last spot, and we've hit a very open spot here where our speed has considerably slowed to 6 kilometers an hour from about 10 to 12.
How fast are we cruising here?
6.6. That's okay. It's nice and calm. We have not seen any bears or moose yet. Oh, look. I am a little bit moist. So many birds. Birds have been pretty awesome to see. It's been something. Just love it. So quiet. Ooh, lighter sky. We see lighter sky. Check out that mountain. That's very cool. Or butte, it's called. Manoir Butte. Just went through a little crazy little shallow section right there, the small riffles beside the butte. Kind of took us on a little bit of I went backwards in it, but that's okay. I was right on the shore and going slow. But it looks like it's lightening up and we are not getting as much rain. Eagle up there checking us out. Barely see him.
Hello, Mr. Hanson. Mrs. Hanson, you are a pretty big bird.
He's just checking us out. Here's the Cindy panorama.
Campsite 4? No, campsite 3. Is this 3 or 4?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4.
Campsite 4.
Good night. Thanks.
That was fun. Fun evening.
Friday was the First Nations
Thanks for letting
village.
us crash in your spot.
Saturday was Goddard Point. Sunday was last night.
Sunday was on the point.
And today's Monday.
Today is Monday. Oh.
And we found this lovely
On the
camp.
river. This is our first night on the river. No, the other one was on the river.
Yeah, this is our second night on the river. So here we go. Big old camp here. Another family. And it's been raining all day, pretty much. But we're excited because we see through the trees. I'll put down my drink. We see light. Light. You can't really see it here. See right there, that little bit. Right there. We're excited about that. Oh, that wind was cold earlier. Look up in the mountains. It's all fog up there. So we did 25 kilometers today. Our biggest day so far.
Oh, so exhausted.
Today was a 25-kilometer day, and it was terror and elation.
Terror and elation, because it was like cool, and then it was like, oh my God, riffles.
Riffles. The riffles this year, look at the river. I remember the section being very narrow. It is not narrow. It is moving, it is trucking along.
Look at all the boils in it, though.
And there's a lot of boils in it. There's a lot of whirlpools too. A big old whirlpool that we almost hit today, but we didn't. But then we started going through the riffles and going sideways, but we're kind of getting used to that now, I think.
But what about that one section where it was that giant whirlpool, and I felt like I was not moving
Oh,
forward.
where you said it's like a big gigantic
Yeah,
eddy.
It's like a big gigantic eddy.
Yeah, it felt like a big
And
gigantic
I thought,
eddy.
I gotta keep paddling really hard to get through it. It was really scary.
Yeah. And
Kinda
that was the
scary.
calm. That was the calm side too.
Yeah. But tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
we don't know what'll happen tomorrow.
I thought you were going to say something optimistic and inspiring.
Well, no, I'm looking, look, it's getting bigger. It's coming this way.
It is. It's coming this way. I'm going to do a little walk around. So, here's this campsite. This one is before Hoodalinkwa. Oh, you can really see the light now. Look at that. Oh, it's totally coming this way. We just played a couple games of Exploding Kittens and kind of got a little bit chilly because it was windy and rainy up there under the tarps. But look at that. You can see how darn fast that river's moving. We averaged probably like 12-ish kilometers an hour. Hit a couple slower spots where it was maybe, it was pretty lake-like, but very short lived, so most of it was fast and speedy. The outhouse action over here, civilized campsites. Pretty flowers. Here's the view from the house. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Got some extra toilet paper. That's what this is an outhouse. You don't mind. It's 9:30 p.m. right now, and the sun is coming out. Oh Jesus! Oh, hallelujah! View from our